Well, good morning, everybody. This morning I'm over here in Blairsville, Georgia, just a couple miles past Vogel State Park. And I'm going to be getting on the Duncan Ridge Trail, which goes right up through there. And I'm going to be hiking to Coosa Bald. I've never done this hike before. This is an area called Wolf Pen Gap. But supposedly there's some good views up there off of Coosa Bald. So I'm going to go check it out. I hadn't done a view hike in a while, so I'm past due for that. So that's what I'm going to be doing this morning. It's 30 degrees on the dot here this morning, and I noticed on the drive over here the higher elevations of the mountain have got ice on the trees and such, making for some beautiful sights to see. So hopefully we'll see some of that when we get on up here. We'll be like at 4,200 feet in elevation when we get up to the top of the mountain. So we'll see. It's going to be a chilly hike. I'm going to get geared up and get started. Now this trail starts right out from the parking area at a pretty moderate climb. So you're going to get the old heart pounding right out the box when you come over here and start on this. But like I said, it's a cold morning. It was 45 degrees when I left the house. And it's an hour drive over here for me to Blairsville. And when I pulled into the parking area, it was 30 degrees on the dot. So, and there's a good breeze blowing, so it's chilly. But it's supposed to warm up. But hopefully we'll still get a glimpse of those ice-covered trees in the distance when we get on up here. Can't see much of a view from here due to all these trees, but hopefully that gets better. I was just going along the trail here, and some of that ice on the trees I was talking about. Let me see if I can zoom in. You might be able to pick that up on camera, I don't know, but the whole top of that mountain over there is ice. That's going back in the direction of Blood Mountain. But it's cold up here this morning. I had to get my gloves out and put them on, and that's the first time this winter that I've had to actually hike with gloves on, so it's chilly. Now, one thing to remember if you come over here and hike this section of the Duncan Ridge Trail is to pack plenty of water, because there are no water sources over here on this section. And I've not hiked much on the Duncan Ridge Trail. Matter of fact, this will probably be the longest section I've ever hiked, which this is supposedly 2 miles up and 2 miles back. But from what I read and researched about the Duncan Ridge Trail, is it's one of those trails that doesn't have a lot of water sources along it. There's some sections where you'll go for miles and miles and miles and never come across any water at all. So keep that in mind if you decide to venture out over in this direction. We've got ice right there on these trees frozen. Well, as you can see, I've made it up here. Got high enough elevation where everything's getting that ice coating on it. All the trees are coated in this freezing fog or mist or whatever you want to call it. Absolutely beautiful. Now this is a hike that really makes it feel like wintertime. Well, I'm still hiking along here, enjoying all this beautiful scenery of the ice and everything. I'm telling you, it is absolutely beautiful over here. The camera doesn't do it justice because it just isn't picking it up like what you can see with the naked eye, but this is just awesome to be able to hike in this. I am so glad I decided to choose this trail because I was looking at several, and I am so glad I chose this one today because this is just absolutely beautiful over here. To be able to experience this ice all over everything. Like I said, here in North Georgia, we don't get a whole lot of this, so it's nice to be able to experience it. And it's just on the vegetation and trees. There's nothing, as you can see, there's nothing on the trail or on the ground. It's just clinging to all the trees, and it is amazing. Well, I just came from that direction, which I've had a pretty level trail for quite a while, but as you can see, I am fixing to start climbing. It looks like quite a climb. As y'all might see a few snowflakes falling, it is dropping a little bit of snow. Just a few flakes. But I'm fixing to start up this gradual, well, it's a little bit more than gradual incline, about 3/4 of the way up to the top of the mountain. So hopefully it won't be too long of a distance, but again, that's all part of it. Makes it fun. Well, as you can tell by my labored breath, I am still climbing. Right on up into the what looks like the Great White North today. Oh me, this has been a haul up this section. Not joking around at all. Well, I made it up to the top after that hard climb, and as you can see, things up here are really frosted up. It's just amazing. But I'm almost to the vista point, but I really don't think I'm going to have a whole lot of views because this freezing fog is really socked in up here. But even if we don't get any mountain views, we've got some pretty daggone awesome views from all this. This is just amazing. Well, friends, I have made it to the top of Coosa Bald, and right here is the vista point. But as you can see, with all the cloud cover and fog and all, there's not much of a vista. But from what I've seen photos, like I said, I've never hiked this before, but the photos I have seen, this is a heck of a view right here, with all the mountains and all in the distance. But we're not going to get to see it today, but this hike was absolutely beautiful nonetheless, even without the mountain view, due to all this snow and ice and whatnot. It's like hiking in a winter wonderland today. So that made it all worth it. Like I said, I'm really glad I chose this trail to hike today. And there is the survey marker in the ground for the top of Coosa Bald. I think it's 4,275 feet, I think, elevation right here, if I'm not mistaken. I tried to read that marker, but I couldn't see it. It's sort of rubbed out. But I'm gonna hang out here for a minute, take a little break, eat a little snack, and then start my journey back to the parking area at Wolf Pen Gap. Well, I've been sitting here eating some lunch and taking a break, and the wind has blown the clouds off a little bit, so you can get just a little glimpse of the mountain over there. Still not a great view, but you can see a little bit more than I could see when I first got up here. Of course, everything's encapsulated in ice over there on that side as well. Pretty awesome. It's beautiful. I mean, it really is. But I'm getting ready to get my pack back on and start heading back down the mountain to Wolf Pen Gap. Just wanted to share a little shot of that since it cleared up just a tad. Well, I'm just making my way back to the parking area, and you can actually see the mountains a little bit better now over in the direction than what you could when I was coming up, because everything was all socked in. So just making my way back. Well, here I've worked my way back to the parking area now. So Coosa Bald from Wolf Pen Gap along the Duncan Ridge Trail is complete. I'm sitting on exactly 4 miles round trip right here. So you might as well say 2 miles up, 2 miles back. That was a wonderful hike, beautiful hike with the unexpected little bit of snow and whatnot. I wasn't expecting that today, but I'm very, very glad that I got to experience that, even with not being able to have a good view at the top. All that beautiful snow on the trees and ice on the trees and so forth made up for it. But that trail is pretty much a pretty steep climb all the way up, and then a steep descent back down. I mean, nothing extreme, but it's enough to get them old legs screaming at you, telling you that they don't like it one bit. But overall beautiful hike. And I would recommend it. But I thank all of y'all for coming along with me today on this adventure. I hope you've all had a wonderful day. And I look forward to seeing you on my next adventure. Thanks for watching.